Welcome back to the Kuriboh Championship Cup. This is week 6, and we are going up against Brett coach of the Philadelphia Cobalt Eagles. Currently, he is 3-2, I'm 4-1, and this is going to be an interesting matchup, especially since it might have ramifications on the playoff standings. So, Brett's draft consists of Thunder Dragons, Chaos, Dark World, Danger, Performage, Ogadadic, Jinzo, staples of Infinite Imperum, Troll and Lockbird, Allure of Darkness, Card Destruction, and Titan Cider. So, going into this matchup, he is playing mainly Chaos draft, so cards that hate on that, like Shadow and Light Imprisoner, could be pretty good brings. He also likes to use the Graveyard and Banish. Sadly, the trades that I wanted to make for this matchup, I didn't get in time, but they are possibly going to show up for the following weeks, and maybe I'll see them in playoff and it'll pay off for it then. Also, like I said, looking at this draft, I am just going to bring Scareclaw, Crusadia, Marincess. I feel like they are my best options, mainly Marincess for its consistency. I decide to actually bring Crusadia first, hoping to go into his Thunder Dragons with the lights in there. Maybe can get the Light Charmer off for extension using his monsters that he would like to send to the grave. So here we go. Do win the rock, paper, scissors. This is on Nexus, so might be a longer video. And yeah, bringing Crusadia first, hoping for Thunder Dragons first for possible extensions. Otherwise, still good things to come. I do win the rock, paper, scissors. Decide to go first since I do have it set up so that I can link off. And more of a going first strategy, do have that Skullmeister because his decks do like to use the graveyard. He does chain his Thunder Dragon Dark. This game video is probably going to be longer because this is a live recording of the duel, since Nexus does not have the replays. And I will be checking cards to make sure that I'm not misreading anything. Just standard Crusadia plays, link climbing. Here I do decide to get, I believe I get the trap of Vanguard just for interruption on his turn. With a possible pop, do go into Aquamax and do special summon the other monster to give it the attack, and setting my Vanguard and the spell that will give it protection. He is playing Thunder Dragons with his Chaos. Here I am expecting it just to be Thunder Dragons. Here, you can see that I'm just messing with volume because it was loud, and I wasn't sure if I was going to play the volume of this, but there was a lot of background noise on my audio. And here we will see that he is actually running a mix of his Chaos with his Thunder. And I am not fully prepared of where to hit things, since I am expecting this hoping that is more Thunder, but it will turn out to be more of a Chaos-based deck. So I just let these things go. Probably should hit his tuner when he summons it. But I do not, because I did not fully read all the Chaos cards. He does attempt to pop, and I will give protection to Echomax as well as negate his white Buster Dragon? Is that the Chaos Light one called? Something like that. Here I do make the mistake of using Vanguard, because I am not entirely used to the Nexus. And for some reason I was blanking on the fact that it was the monster's effect, not the traps effect that was popping. And yeah, he just gets off a very strong board. Wasn't fully prepared for Chaos. Let's see if I can't speed this up even faster. Nope. Fastest is 2 times speed. He does go into the Chaos version of the creator and creates a second one to pop this. Instead, I chain Equimax to negate his Dragon Roar. But this is basically GG, since the only follow-up in my hand I do have is the Evenly Match. I do survive and can play it, but there isn't really much I can do with one card in Crusadia. Especially since Magius does not point forward and does not get the attack from his monsters. And here I just crash to go into the second game. Here you can actually see me siding cards out. Do have that debunk, since he does like hand effects and vanish effects. I believe that's what debunk does. Or maybe it's graveyard effects, I can't remember. Here I do side to go second. And yeah, do have a pretty decent going second hand with the Gameciel and Alpha to bounce his board. Here we see more of the Thunder Dragon parts of his Chaos deck, which will not matter since I do have the Gameciel to get rid of it. And then I can just Alpha after Gameciel his Thunder Dragon Fusion to bounce Alpha and the Kaiju back to my hand, so that I can also get rid of feature things. Don't use it now, because I at least don't. I actually do use it in this one. I'm thinking of the other one where I don't use it instantly, because saving it for a later turn. But here I do start blank climbing with the Legacy World Crown. To get the Draco, because that is how I will be able to extend my plays after getting Regulus, I believe. Or do I make... actually think I make the Dark Charmer here, so that I can link climb higher using his monster to get the creator and summon the Presidio Draco to return Magistus to my hand. It's not Magistus, I'm blanking on his name. Anywho's, do link climb further into Regulus, so that I can get the search for the field spell. using the field spell, I will be able to do more damage, making sure that I am link climbing correctly into Avermax by creating the Light Charmer. Actually, no, I make Magistus so that I can get the light for the Light Charmer, I believe, is what I do, because otherwise I would have to use Regulux, and then I can use both of those to go into Avermax. To use the Revival so that I can attack twice with Avermax. Here I do decide to attack Valkyrie first, because I am not used to Nexus, and as you can see, I did miss the proc to gain the attack. Didn't want to do that with the Gamma Seal, so was testing it on the Valkyrie first, and then set up the two cards, Crawler for follow-up as well as Power for protection. As I believe with his Chaos and Thunder Dragons, he cannot get a strong enough monster to get rid of my Avermax. Making sure that I chain Power at the right time so he does not chain something to pop Avermax. Here I do mess up the placement of Crawler since I haven't really been using Avermax this season. Kind of forgot, but he just attacks. I use Avermax's effect to gain the attack and win. Here I do debate whether if I should side for going first cards or going second. I really think he will try and make me go first, since I did struggle with that the first game. But I do take the middle ground of siding for both because I'm not entirely sure. Should have, though, sided everything for going first because I do open two of the kaijus, which basically means I brick since I only have one Crusadia monster to link climb with, and you can't link climb with just one. I do have to set it so that I have a chance of living. Usually I do not run that Crusadia spell. Usually I'm very minimalistic with that because they do, even though there's only one of like each, they are kind of bricks because you do need to see more of the monsters to link climb. And as we will be able to see, sadly, this cannot be faster, even though it's 2 times. This is still kind of slow. He does pop my Crusadia monster, and that is basically game since he can just get to 8,000 on board. Game number 2. I am bringing in Marincess. Feel like it is very consistent, especially consistency is really good. I do open 2 minings, so I can use 1. I do lose this rock, paper, scissors. He does make me go first, which is perfectly fine because my Marincess actually does really like going first, and I do start my link climbing with my Marincess Blue Tang into Blue Slug. Get the Seahorse. Search Priscilla. Do special summon Seahorse, and then go into Sea Angel. Since I do have the trap, I will actually no. I will get the Battle Ocean. I don't really need that much extending since I do have Foolish Burial Goods to get a water monster. Here I do go into Coral. Coral to get back Seahorse to the field. And do go into Marbled Rock, I believe, for the so that I can get Blue Tang back to my hand for further turns, as well as Seahorse, basically making sure that I'm really set up for next turn. Fairish Goods for that Ice Barrier to get Tremora into my hand so that I can use it to special summon Priscilla with the Blue Tang for 2 level 4s. Do make Crystal Heart using both of them. And then I do go into Marincess Aqua Agronut and equip the 3, making sure that I do have Anemone so that I can summon. And then I pass with Wave in hand, which is very nice. Here now is up to my opponent, Brett, to see what he will do to try and get over this board. He is running Danger. Sadly, Marincess Wave does not negate the card effect. It negates a face-up monster, so can't really interrupt anything with his grave. Here, I feel like that might try and be a bait, so I do not negate it with Agronut. Here, just making sure that I am not missing something that I need to protect my monsters with Wave. Just doing Thunder Dragon Danger stuff. As he goes into Colossus. Here to need to actually I don't actually use Wave here. That's strange if I use Wave. This time with the draw spell, I do negate this one. Don't want him to get too out of hand. Probably should have negated the first one, but I thought it might have been a bait. It probably wasn't. And yeah, get the Anemone onto the field, because even if they destroy it, it is fine. They do have to attack Aqua Agronut though, and they do not have enough attack. And here I do decide to use the Wave to negate his Titan. And I believe he will go to battle thinking that he can attack Anemone, which he cannot, because he does have to attack Aqua Agronauts first. And he will just pass, which is fine by me. I do get the dive. I can activate Anemone and Pascalis. Pascalis to get back my wave, just in case he has some kind of interruption. To get the Blue Tang back with Anemone. Blue Tang effect to send the Mandarin. Now I basically have all the Marincess pieces I need to bounce Blue Tang to my hand to get rid of his Titan. And activate Mandarin to special summon it, and special summon Seahorse, and use, what did I do? It's been a while since I actually played this game. I just make a Bubble Reef to activate the Coral, to get back the Seahorse. Use Dive to special summon Pascala, I believe. Pascala to summon Blue Tang. I do also special or normal summon the Seahorse, and I make the Link 3? I think I make the Link 3 of Triangle. And set up for future plays. Here he draw Lockbirds. And I think here I just go to battle phase. Yep, and I swing over his Blackluster Soldier and do quite a bit of damage and pass, since I do have the wave and basically the towers of Argonaut. And this is basically a game, since there is a very hard to get over with 3700 attack. And no consistent way of getting rid of it. Since it was made with the Crystal Heart, he would first need to get rid of my field spell. And yeah, that is game. And I don't think he was really running much spell trap removal. Here, I do decide to side for going second, since Maritzis is pretty hard to get over going first. And I do see the two Kaijus with the Kaiju Slumber. Very nice. He will do Thunder Dragon Things, as well as Danger. He will get off the fusion. Am running Mind Drain because of the Danger cards, as well as Dark World cards. I think it's just mainly Danger. The activated hand, I'm not sure if Dark Worlds, I think most of them activate in Graveyard, but very good to stop, draw, and Lockbird, as well as Danger cards. To get double Kaiju. Cyanite Manning to get Blue Tang for the standard one-card combo of Maritzis. And I will start climbing. Normally with Blue Tang into Blue Slug. And this time I will get the one that can be used to equip stuff. As well as Seahorse to hand into Sea Slug. Or Angel, not Slug. Angel for the field spell, because I do need that equip onto Aqua Argonaut to make it a very strong tower. I do have the proper cards to link Climb. Here I do go into Coral Triangle, and for some reason I try and get the trap of Wave, but for some reason it's not letting me activate it. I can't think of why I'm locked, but maybe it was his fusion monster. I know that has some kind of effect, but I thought it had to be on the field to prevent me from searching. So here I'm just confused as to why I can't pitch the Level 5 Marincus for the search. And I'm like reading over my cards. Here I just decide to say, I guess I don't need it. Do get the crystal heart. Do pitch to burn. And once again, I make my towers of Aqua Agranut. And once again, making sure I do equip the anemone. Here, trying to figure out if there was a way to get another water monster on board to do the bounce effect. But I decide against it. I do leave up Gamma on his board just in case he doesn't get rid of it somehow as material. I can bounce it back to my hand my next turn, as long as Argonaut is on the field and I get another water monster, which I do have the blue Tang in hand. Here I do negate his fusion with Argonaut and still have plenty of tech to be stronger than any monster he can make. Here he does make the Leviathan Dragon. And he does get rid of my back row, actually making it weaker. Unfortunately, I was not able to search the wave. And this is looking quite frightening. Since he basically has towers of his own. But I do have a strategy. Here I meant to... Actually, yeah. Definitely wanted the Gamma Seal on my side so that I do have a water. And I am setting up a play to get Aqua Argonaut back on my field so that I can bounce Gamma Seal and the Fire Kaiju back to my hand. Here, taking my time to make sure I don't mess it up. This time do get to the wave. So I do have a negate, special summon Marincus from my deck to get Spring Gal, or Spring, whatever it's called. Spring Girl, yep. Ba-ba-dum. Link into Angel. Chain effects for some more burn. Get another dive for future turns in case this goes horribly wrong. Use Mandarin to summon itself. Go into Marble Rock, I believe, or maybe it's... I think I actually go into Splash Mage so that I can link climb properly. So that I will have the materials needed for 4 while keeping a water monster on my field. Use Mandarin and the Splash Mage. Or no, just 2 to get Anemone. Anemone will special summon Crystal Heart to make a towers. Use Cyanite Mining for Seahorse, since I have not used its effect this turn. And realize that I have messed up my zones. But anywho's do make Marble Rock with Splash Mage and Anemone to use Marble Rock to return Aqua Argonaut to my extra deck. And then I can special summon it with the Crystal Heart. once again equipping 3, making sure I have Anemone. Using Argonaut's effect to bounce my Water Kaiju and the Fire Kaiju back to my hand, and I realized that I have messed up with the fact that I am locked into Cybers, so I can't actually summon them over it, but I do have a way of attaching on material, giving me more attack than the Blackluster Soldier. So it actually worked out in the end. Probably could have still done this without Splash Mage, but it all works out in the end, so that is good. And once again, I have my towers on the field, and this time I have Wave in hand and 2 Kaijus. But he will attempt to get rid of it with Titan, but I will negate it with Waves and give me protection. And this is basically GG's. As Aqua Argonaut is a pretty good tower, says I can Kaiju him and bounce the 2 monsters back to hand, and I have enough on field to swing for game. So that gives me the second set. Currently, first set was 2-1 in his favor, and now it's 2-0 in my favor. So it's going all into game 3. Here, I am bringing my Scareclaw mixed with Crusadia. Lose Rock, Paper, Scissors, and forced to go first. And here I will do some Scareclaw things. Go into a Light Heart. I probably should not have done this because I do know he has Draw and Lockbird. Was being greedy and hoping he didn't have it. But he does, and negates any more searches. Probably should have searched for Starfrost with my field spell first. And yeah, this is basically the beginning of the end for me. Since Scareclaw does kind of rely on the searching, at least in the beginning, if you do not have Starfrost, because Starfrost is popping with a Light Heart is what really helps you get the 3 monsters for the Tri Heart later. Here I am fine with discarding my field spell since I have a second one. He is playing his Dark World. He does get his card destruction. Now I don't have any field spell, but I do actually have a pretty decent hand with a Scareclaw monster with the Starfrost and 2 Crusadia monsters. I only need 1, so I will be discarding Reclusia. And he will do Dark World stuff, ripping both of us, but still somehow gain more card advantage. And he is also playing Dangerous with his Dark World. And here I am basically dead since I only have a 500 attack monster on the field. That's what you get for being greedy. Here he will swing for game. This time I will side for going second. Getting rid of my Crusadia stuff. Because I do really think that he struggles with my going second cards. Basically anyone does, which is why I'm the villain of the minor leagues. And any time I play, because I do play these scummy drafts, fine with discarding a right card, I believe its name is, since I do have 2. Twin Saw, not that powerful against his Dark World Danger deck. Here, I am trying to see if I can find what card he added. I cannot. As he just does danger combos and hitting right stuff as well as the wrong stuff. Setting up a 5-man board, which is basically fine because I have Alpha and I have a Kaiju. And with Scareclaw, Alpha is pretty strong because I will have a bunch of beasts on the field, hopefully. He makes Muckraker. I'm not sure how good that Link monster is. And Zombie Stein here do want to get rid of his Dark World monster. Zombie Stein can't really do much. Also, it has a lot of attack, so here I am just making sure that I have enough monsters. Also making sure I have a second one because I am only going to bounce 2, and then I can special summon the one I normal summoned. Returning the Kaiju and Cyberstein will Kaiju his Link monster and have more attack than I do on the field, which is really nice since the Scareclaws don't have any attack. Summoning the Flame Kaiju to their field is pretty good for Alpha. Here, I now have 3 in defense position, so I do get the search and the draw, which is very nice. And this time he doesn't have a hand, which means he can't draw and lockbird me, which is very, very nice. Do get the spell for revival in case there is any way with his back row shenanigans, as well as the field spell. To get Starfrost to pop the Link, making sure that I was positioned it right to special summon Lakehart, and then I can use the field spell, remembering it since I do have enough monsters in defense position to pop that back row just in case there is any shenanigans. Here I do use Lightheart as well as Starfrost and Frightheart, and basically set it up so that I can swing for game 3 times with Tryhard, getting all 3 of the different Scareclaw level 3s for their effects to boost Scareclaw. And of course using a Revel just in case, just so that I have the 4 names. And yeah, this is game. Which means we are 1-1 in set 3. Whoever wins the next one will be the champion. Here, this time I do side for going first. Getting rid of my going second cards. And yeah. Because I learned from set 1 that he will be forcing me to go first. This time I do use the planet to get the Star Frost, because I am worried about that draw and Lockbird, which he shows. Use the Light Heart and the Star Frost. I do open some Crusadia cards, so I can't extend with those because those also like to search, but Droll and Lock stops that. I do have 3 monsters, so I do go into Tryhard. I do special summon Draco in defense for... Actually, I don't. I probably should have, so that I'd have an extra defender as well as get Reclusia back. So I don't really lose any materials there. That was probably the major mistake I made in this game. He will be doing Dark World stuff. And unfortunately, since I can't just search for stuff, I will not have the protection for Tryhard, because he does get the hit with Bigfoot, and unfortunately, Tryhard is only protected from monsters in defense position, and if they're graveyard, they're not in defense position, which is very unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that the Scareclaws went up against his Chaos version of Thunder Dragons, and that Crusadio went up against his Dark Lords, but that did not pan out, unfortunately. Here, I will have to discard the Draco, which is unfortunate, as well as the Arborea. And basically, this is a game, since he will set up a strong enough board to one-shot me, and I do not have any chance. And that is this week's match, ending in defeat. So that means that actually with the differential, it is no change to my differential. It's very nice for a loss, and that makes me 4-2. And 11 wins, or differential of 11. Brett moved up to 4-2 with a differential of 1. Currently in 4th, he's in 6th. And next week I am going up against John Paul, coach of the Florida Marines, who is currently in 2nd with 5 wins, 1 loss. Differential of 22. And that is going to be an interesting battle, because if I can win that one, depending on differential, basically it would have to 6-0 to actually surpass him, but it will make the upper standings very spicy for the following weeks. So I will catch you for that next week. Bye bye.